Hi, this is Samina Sheikh, and with me today I have Adeline Castellino on eTimes.
Thank you, gorgeous Samina, for such a warm welcome, first of all. And how do I feel? I feel I feel so loved at the moment, so excited for the journey ahead because when I left from India, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but it was very hard for me to even get to the pageant. It's a miracle that I got to the pageant because there was a lockdown suddenly, if you remember, on the 30th of April. Thanks to the team that they got together and they were like, let's get a seat for her. Somehow they managed to send me to America. So I think that was a miracle in first place. And when I was there, all I could remember and all I could think about was my country and the state that we were in because of whatever was happening here in terms of the COVID. And people were talking about it. They were like, India is going through so much. I'm so sorry. India is going through so much. Every person I met there told me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I said, you know what? I'm very grateful for all of the sympathy, but trust me, India is going to bounce back. I have seen the strength in the youth of India and see the way they're going to bounce back. And for me, that was there to represent the strength and the resilience that we have as Indians, no matter what we're facing. And I think that was my biggest goal and my biggest aim, just being there at Miss Universe. And I'm really grateful for the title. It's just helped me to make India shine at a global platform right now, especially during what we are going through as a country.
Adeline, your speech and your answer, your main answer which you gave to the judges, won hearts of a lot of people in India. And with that confidence and with that graceful smile, maintaining that dignity, ensuring that in tough time also you spoke so well about the country. How tough was it for you when a question like this was asked to you on an international platform?
Well, when you're in the moment, you don't think so much. So there's a lot of preparation that goes the entire year, and even behind the scene, there's a lot of preparation. But when you're in that moment answering the question, it always comes from your heart. So you do not have complete control over it. You have whatever you have done. This is just an outlet of what you're thinking. And I just spoke from the heart. I just spoke about what I really felt at that moment, and all the preparation that you do goes to one side and you are just there with what you want to say. And I'm so glad that I got that question about lockdown, which is so it is such a uh, very important question, even as a nation, that should we get into a lockdown again or should we just keep everything open? And I went by my experience of what I saw here in our country and how people were suffering, because we tried both. We tried to get into a complete lockdown, we tried to open up. So for me to strike that equal balance between both of the thought processes was very important. And I feel that sometimes applies to our country in the present scenario of what we were trying to do, whether we should go into a complete lockdown or support systems in order to keep the economy running. So that was a difficult question if you have to answer it in 30 seconds. I think even leaders kind of, get really startled by that question, but it was
And
good.
that question, of course, and the answer what you gave stumbled a lot of people that, oh, with such a confidence she answered. And people went berserk when you won the third runner up because they wanted you to win the title. Do you somewhere feel that disappointment too?
Not at all. I'm not disappointed. I've always been somebody who has given it all, no matter what my preparation is, my journey is. I believe in giving it your all and being thankful and grateful for what you have received. Because I keep telling people, they keep talking about this to me, and I say I'm so grateful because for a girl um, who nearly escaped, I got COVID before I went. So I was in exhaustion. My body was in exhaustion the entire time. I couldn't function properly. From me just missing the deadline of reaching America, from being in America, I was completely alone. There was nobody with me. To seeing all this and to literally bring India to that position, I think I'm very grateful to that organization and to everybody that helped me get there. It was not easy. It's been 20 years, and I just went with what I knew as a person, whatever I've learned as an Indian girl here. I used all my mental capacities to get that position, and I never regret that ever. what was written in our destiny just came true. That's it.
Adeline, you also, we believe that you had a backache issue also, you had like hurt and injured yourself. And even though you didn't lose your motivation, what kept you motivated throughout this journey?
Well, if you ask me now, I don't really know. I'm shocked because I remember in the month of January losing my back, being in this immense pain. I remember shooting with with my hands on my back sometimes because I couldn't stand straight. I couldn't do anything. I was bedridden almost for like 2 months, no gym, nothing. So when I went to the pageant, I saw all of the other girls, and and they had put in so much of work in their bodies, and with the diet and all. And I remembered that I didn't have the time. Most of the time I spent in the on the bed because I was so sick. I was not able to move. So exactly comes back to that point that, I'm really grateful for whatever has happened. It's a miracle that even after losing my back, getting COVID just before leaving, and there's a complete national lockdown. I didn't have my gown in my hand. I had no national costume. The team was working immensely hard so that we could even, like, it was possible for us to even reach the pageant. So it's been such a miraculous journey that I'm in shock and I'm in awe even now, even with the kind of love that people are giving. I wish everybody knew the backstory of it.
We would like to hear your backstory. We would, of course, would like to hear what made you, what encouraged you to come and be a part of the beauty pageant world.
Um, what inspired me to join beauty pageants? I think the first thought that I felt like I didn't belong there because of my skin. I had marks all over my skin, my nose, and people said that you're not perfect. I had a lisp. I couldn't speak right. So I never thought that I could ever, even qualify to be one of the girls. But when I came to Bombay, I had a roommate, Priyanka, who trusted in me so much. And she pushed me to, she said that you have it in you. You can be the next Miss Universe. And I took it so seriously. I was like, yes. If a girl like me with a lot of flaws that I see in myself, if I can push it, any other girl could also kind of pursue her dreams. And that was the first step forward because the only way, and I was born and raised in Kuwait, where we did not have much exposure to pageants. The only way we could see pageants is through YouTube. And that's when, my journey started, and my roommate pushing me. But it's taken a completely different turn, getting crowned and stepping into a pandemic. There was a lot of humanity and humility that was poured into my journey. I saw the platform for what it was, and what it was beyond glamour. Because for the first time, we were at home in our pajamas, and we never got to wear a crown. We never got to wear gowns and all that. So it really came down to how you treated people and how you used this platform to reach out to society. Because at the end, what you have is given by the people. So just to make that difference was just life changing for a 22-year-old like me to see a lot in 1 year. So I'm very grateful for that.
In these 22 years, of course, you might have seen a completely different journey and ups and downs might have happened. What made you shift from Kuwait to India? Because as you mentioned, and also even I've read about it, like, you had stayed over there, you had, till the age of 15, you had your childhood over there. What made you like shift from Kuwait to India?
Opportunities made me want to come to Bombay, to a new city where I didn't know anyone before. And I feel that the story of my grandmother really inspired me because she lost her life at 22. And I keep telling this to people everywhere that, at the age of 22, I was representing my country at such a beautiful platform like Miss Universe, such an international platform. Just see how life has taken a complete turn. I think her story really built an inner fire in me to really do more and be more so that I can show how much we can contribute as women. And that was the driving force for me to leave Kuwait and come to Bombay.
That's really inspiring, and also knowing that you lost your
Thank you.
at such a young age, and know like it's actually like history repeating in a different way, in a beautiful way, for sure. I must say that. Adeline, of course, what you have been through and what you have seen, it's not that easy to face at such a young age. Still, with a lot of confidence, with a lot of that a kind of passion you had, and that inspiration is something which we saw on such an international platform. Do you also feel that in this current scenario, the way women are perceived is quite different as compared to what it was eons ago?
We have come a long way as as women in this country, and the kind of respect and recognition that we get for our work. We have come a long way, I agree, but we also have a long way to go in different fields, because I think what the pandemic has done is brought the inequality to the surface. I think a lot of women have lost jobs. Now, I think our primary target is to get them back, because when you induce women back into the workforce, you'll get the economy running. And that's what we should focus on. I think that's what pandemic has shown us, the kind of inequality that exists with the gender gap, and how women are paid way less than the man. And that could be a very important motivating factor for women to join workforce, which is very important right now during the pandemic. I mean, post the pandemic. And I feel that there was something else when I was there at Miss Universe that really inspired me. Every day I would get up and I would be on social media, and it would really hurt me to see how many people were suffering, and how many deaths every day, people losing their loved ones. And when I could see people just coming out and helping each other, even as strangers, even as they forgot that they had barriers of religion, social status, everything, just to come and help each other. That was the strength that I witnessed over there. And I saw so many women really use their platform to bring so much of progress and to help. I had this very young climate activist, Lisi Priya, who was using her platform to bring more oxygen cylinders, raising money to do that. And that was inspiring. That was the India I was trying to portray there at an international platform. And it's all led by the women here, because Indian women have something so powerful. Is just inspiring. It's just how they get up after every crisis and lead their society. I think women have that thing. After every crisis that humanity faces, you see the women being the nurturers, the caregivers, lifting the society from the scratch. So that's what we witnessed, and that's the strength I wanted to portray there at Miss Universe.
Adeline, you have, like, before you went for the pageant, you have spoken on a lot of topic, on debatable topics. You have raised your concerns on farmer suicide. You have actually like raised funds for childcare, and you have been a part of a lot of foundations and a lot of social media, social activities actually. What inspired you? And somewhere you didn't step down. You knew that these topics are also somewhere quite delicate, but at the same time you ensured that you have to speak on this. What actually inspired you to be that vocal and to be that woke about it?
I think being a part of today's youth that is so aware, that has access to a lot of information, we cannot keep quiet and sit on the sideways, especially after getting a platform like this. As an informed citizen, I know the problems that exist in my country, and as a powerful youth, as a woman, I cannot stay quiet about them. I need to use the platform to make the right choices and to raise my voice and show my opinion, because it encourages other people to do the same. And that's what we need to do, even as a society. We need to stand for what's right. For my example, in my example, talking about the farmers issue was very important, because I come from that community. I have seen my family, I have seen my grandparents in the farm. So that was something that was very close to me. Now, it may vary from one individual to the other. Some people may be very passionate about, the LGBTQ community, like I was. So for me, talking about these issues was very important, not only to raise awareness, but to bring a lot of allies, a lot of youth that can't find their voice. Because even as a young girl, I know that these things used to matter to me. and standing for the truth was very important for me, but I had no idea how to uh, start something about it, have a voice and speak about it. I had no idea. Only after coming to Miss Diva, I learned to use my resources. And for a lot of youngsters that don't get this opportunity, I think it's a responsibility on our part to show them the way, to tell them that even their opinion matters, even their voice matters, and what they do really shapes the society. So that is one inspiration that I have, and I'll continue to have it. It was not just because I was going to Miss Universe or because I had a Miss India title. I think this is something that will continue for life.
After being a part of beauty pageant and winning an international title, which of course you have made the country proud of, where do you see yourself?
I'm really thankful to the organization that has given me this opportunity of a lifetime, because when I went abroad and I saw other women from different countries, they've really enriched my experience by just looking how they've evolved and how powerful they are just by being women in the society and doing the things that they do. I'm much more confident now, and I'm even more ambitious to kind of think about my role that I'm going to play in the society, even in the entertainment field, or whether it's in business or moving forward, maybe politics. So I'm really excited for it. I can't wait for the opportunities and to create more opportunities, not only for myself, but for people around me.
Adeline, do you wish to be a part of Bollywood?
I know that this question would come at some point of the interview, but yes, I would want to be a part of really good projects, and want to do roles that are that's not typical but very different in the society. I'm somebody who really loves challenges and loves portraying people, and people who are different, who are still part of, kind of giving them representation. I would love to do those roles for sure.
I mean, like before you also went for the pageant, you have already been a part of the music world. You have worked with Arjun Kanungo, who's pretty famous. And how that experience has been for you?
Amazing. Working with Arjun is like the best. And even with Carla, we had a lot of fun. We were also with Suman Rao, Miss India, Miss India World second runner up. I think she was just amazing in that video. And just to share that space with both of them was just amazing. I feel that I've learned a lot. We just shot in one day, but we just had the best chemistry ever.
In Bollywood, which kind of films have inspired you? Which you feel like in this current scenario, such films should be made and such topics should be spoken about?
See, for our youth, I think what's very important is movies that are based on real life situations. Anything that teaches us a moral um, at the end of it, or shows us real life situations. Those are the kind of movies that we really love watching, even if they're fictional, like Padman, like Three Idiots. All of these movies are very special because they leave a kind of social message in the society, and that's what we, as growing youngsters, as a new nation, want to look at and want to learn from.
Adeline, do you somewhere also feel that beauty pageant is not only about beauty, but also having beauty with brains? It's not just about showcasing what is there outside on your face and then looking glamorous, but also like the intellect which matters the most.
Okay, I would like to challenge anybody who thinks that beauty pageants is all about beauty to answer that question about lockdown and about protest in 30 seconds. I feel that I wouldn't blame them, because all they get to see is the finale. As audience, everything that they see about a beauty pageant is the finale. And on the finale, we're just, in our gowns, in our hair, makeup, and they don't really see the journey. They don't really see why we are here, what our causes are, what has been the work during the year. And for me also, it was such a revelation to go there and check out each and every girl out there who had done so much of work. It was inspiring. There was no competition, because these women have been inspiring me the year before we left. And I would just look at them, and with so much of awe and inspiration, I told myself, even if I don't make it, these women are so incredible, and their work is astounding, that if they win, I'm going to be the first one who stands up and claps for them, because they were too good. And just, it's so inspiring to see women do so much in the society. And that's what a pageant experience like this has shown me. We had somebody from Myanmar, and she was talking about her country, what is happening over there. So it was a very empowering platform, I would say.
Adeline, who has been your favorite director in Bollywood and in Hollywood?
In Hollywood, Christopher Nolan has been my favorite director, and sometimes I joke because he's also a Leo, and I'm a Leo, so I think we think very similarly, and we're both fascinated by space. So it would be Christopher Nolan. And I have multiple directors in Bollywood that I love. I feel bad to name single one of them, but I'm going to say in terms of the art, Sanjay Leela Bhansali. And I don't want to name more, but I'm going to say Sanjay Leela Bhansali for now, because he's been one of the best art directors with a lot. I love the way he uses colors, traditions in his movies. So I'd say Sanjay Leela Bhansali. And also Zoya Akhtar. But these are
quite
the
a revelation that
top of my list.
That was quite a revelation that, you said that you are a Leo, because I bond a lot with Leo because my dad was a Leo.
Really?
So I have a strong connection with Leo.
What star sign are you?
I'm quite happy to hear that.
What star sign are you?
Gemini.
No wonder. All my best friends are Gemini. My mom is a Gemini, so I know the bond you're talking about.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that's nice. Adeline, what was your family's reaction when you won the title? And did you make the first call to them when you won the title, and you're like, hooray, hooray, and you have won the title?
My first call I made was to them, and honestly, being very honest here, I was in tears, because I've been dreaming about this for 3 years. I have this vision board that I carried with me from here, which I had preserved for 3 years with me. I put it next to my my board, so the place where I was trying to dress up, my dressing space. And I looked at it and I called my mom and I started crying. I was like, oh, I can't believe that this journey has ended. It's made me the person who I am. And it's left so many beautiful memories. And my mother was like, it's okay, don't cry. It's okay, you made us so proud, don't cry. And I would be like, no, mom, you know what? These are happy tears. I have seen so much in this year that I've not seen 20 years of my life. And I'm just so grateful. And that's why I'm crying. It was a very emotional moment, but I'm, it's those one of these incidents in your life that you remember. So yeah.
That's really nice and a fond memory, of course, to you. And Adeline, I'm quite inspired by your journey, because it's very tough to actually, be there. And, in this situation, during this COVID, you have been there and you've represented the country and you have made us proud already. Thank you so much, Adeline, for your time, and all the best.
Thank you, Samina. You put up with me and this network. I don't know how you do it, but you did.
Thank you so much, Adeline.
Thank you. I'll see you soon, Samina.